Okay. So hello, Alicia. We can see you. Hi, and we have Jessica joining. It just looks like her audio is giving some troubles, but we will get going tonight. So happy mid-June, I guess almost the end of June. Oh, and Nathan. Hello, Nathan. Hi. You're a half blurry there for a little bit. Oh, and here comes more people. I knew as soon as I started, more people would come. That's always how it goes. Looks like Jennifer's here. Okay, hi, hello. So I'm Susie Birchie. I'm the Shared Services Coordinator with Raise Montana. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be taking the next hour or so, a little less maybe, depending on questions, to talk about the substitute service. We have been live for almost a year now, and there's been lots of great movement with it. We've also heard some misinformation about it. So we just want to come directly to you all and talk about it, answer your questions, let you know what it's about. So again, appreciate you being here. Anytime you have questions, comments, if I'm talking too quickly, definitely let me know. Come off mute, put it in the chat. But my goal is always to give you as much time back as you guys, as I can, because you all are so busy, but also ask all the questions because this is our time together. So let's keep going. If you're someone who likes to know what's happening, pay attention to the slide. I love knowing what's going to happen. If you're like, oh, I'll just like figure out as I go, you can ignore me for 30 seconds. So we're going to do a round of introductions. Then we'll talk a little bit about Raise Montana in case folks aren't familiar with it. Then we'll get to the meat, the substitute service. We'll talk, we'll introduce, hopefully two of our subs are going to be here tonight. If not, we at least have all their bios. So we'll let you meet them. Then we'll let you know how to get involved if you're interested, and then questions. And so we have special time at the end for questions, but like I said, anytime feel free to come off mute, put it in chat. Yeah, it's small. Let's just be very casual about this. So, okay, so to get us going, we'll do some introductions. So yes, my name is Susie. I'm from Raise Montana. And then our kind of icebreaker question is, what would you do with 1 hour of absolute free time? This is not like, oh, I should really get caught up on the dishes or do that record keeping that I've forgotten about since last quarter. Absolute free time. You can't do anything not fun. So I'll start and I'll pass it to Melissa, and then Melissa, you can pass it after that. So what I would do with 1 hour of free time is read in the sun with my dog. Melissa, how about you? Do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, you're muted.
For those who don't know me, anytime I'm on Zoom, I'm kind of famous for talking while I'm muted. It's just, I don't know, that's my thing. So anyway, I'm Melissa with Raise Montana, and I'm the substitute service specialist. And one thing I would do for an hour of free time, I think I would, if you were talking about this week, I would just get lost at the plant store, at the nursery. There's so many cool flowers out right now. So that's what I would do. Alicia, what would you do?
Hi, I'm Alicia, and this is my husband, Nathan. We own Little Explorers in Kalispell, and well, actually, I do, but I'm bringing him on board. So I thought we would try this Zoom to get him used to all the training we have to do. Um, but I guess 1 hour, I would just like to be on the lake, just relaxing, not having to worry about anything. Do you want to say something?
I'd be fishing.
That's what I thought you'd say.
There you go. You can just be in the lake. You can be fishing.
Yes, there you go.
Love it. Thanks, you too. Oh, looks like we lost someone. Jen, if you're able to come off mute, do you want to say hello, share your program and what you would do with your free time? If not, you can also put it in chat. Oh, there comes Jessica again. Jen, are you there? Okay. You let us know later, Jen. Jessica, welcome back. Sorry if you got booted out for a second. We're just doing our introductions. So if I think she's frozen. Jessica, if you could hear me and you want to introduce yourself, go for it. Otherwise, we'll keep going and get everyone once their internets are behaving. Oh, there's Jen. Oh, Jennifer. Hey.
Hi,
I was like,
I'm
who
a-
is this again?
I'm taking a leisurely stroll.
Love it. Well, do you want to say hello and what you would do with 1 hour of free time?
Yeah, so I'm Jennifer from the Nurturing Center. I'm the outreach person, so you get emails from me every once in a while. And what I would do with an hour of free time, I would probably like just sit in a bookstore. I love bookstores, so I think I would just like hit the bookstore, get a coffee, just hang out. That would be the perfect thing.
Sounds lovely. Great. Thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah.
It looks like Jessica got booted out again. So whenever, oh, now she's back. Jessica, can you see us? Can you hear us? Oh yeah, you're back. I was talking to you and your face was frozen and I was like, oh, she got booted again.
Yes, and that's so weird. I usually have really, really good internet at home, so weird.
Shoot. Do you mind introducing yourself and your program and what you do with an hour of free time?
Sure. My name is Jessica, and I own Gateway to Early Learning here in Columbia Falls. I am housed in our school district's administration office, so it's quite a unique experience, but a great one. And it's my second full school year done under my belt, so that's great. Yeah, an hour of free time, that just seems like unheard of. But I think I probably would go to down by the river. I'm like 2 blocks away, and just sit with my feet in the cold water and just listen to the water flow, and no phone, no kids. And that sounds grand.
I'm hearing a theme that we all need some more like quiet time by the water and the sun. So I hear you. Thanks for sharing. Oh, and we have Tiffany on now. Hey, Tiffany, we're just doing a round of introductions, name, program / CCR&R you're from, and what you would do with an hour of absolute free time. If you're able to come off mute or share it, that'd be great.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep, okay. I am at home with my family. Things are a little chaotic.
Hello.
But an hour, okay, so my name is Tiffany. I work at the Nurturing Center, so Region 1 Child Care Resource and Referral. What would I do with an hour of absolute free time? I'd probably sleep.
Yeah.
At this point in my life.
I hear that. Yes, you were going with the theme. All of us need some quiet time, and you're just gonna zonk out and sleep. I love it.
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I think we have everyone. If we have some other folks come in, we'll have them introduce themselves. So who here, I know most of you probably have heard of Raise Montana because you signed up for this, but who here is like, I know what Raise Montana is. I'm not going to call on you, but it will determine if I'm going to say a long speech or a short speech. Are folks familiar with it? Yes, no, yes. We got one yes and one like half smile. That's okay. Hey, Alicia. So yes, Raise Montana is a statewide nonprofit. So I'm actually in Missoula and Melissa's up in Columbia Falls, all near you all. And so we're a nonprofit, like I said, that works with all of the statewide, all of the regional CCR&Rs. So in your neck of the woods, that's the Nurturing Center where Jennifer and Tiffany are from, but each region has their own. So down in Missoula, it's CCR, and there's 6 of them total for 7 regions. That math is a little funny. And what they do is they support providers in everything, you know, getting licensed, coaching, all that good stuff, as well as families in finding childcare. So what we do then is we support all of those R&Rs in working together, because as you all know, Montana is a very, very big state. So figuring out what they're doing in like Miles City, and then, you know, figuring out what they're doing down in Dillon, we help coordinate that. So that's a part of our work. The other is shared services, and that's where the substitute services. So we do different projects to support childcare providers to make your guys' job easier, hopefully save you some time and money, and get you that hour of free time. There was a reasoning to my icebreaker. So that's Raise Montana. Melissa's trying to help someone else get in, but I'll put our website in really quick. Usually she's like my little link helper. Org. So yes, if you have other questions about us, please let us know, but you'll have a pretty good sense of who we are after our hour together. And then, like I said, a big portion of our work are Montana shared services. So that was that second half of work I talked about. So we have a host of free services, like a resource library that's all very specific to Montana providers, with budget templates and trauma-informed resources and all different kinds of things, discounts, grants, payroll, telehealth, a whole bunch of other things. So encourage you, if you're interested, to check it out. We also have a sliding fee scale because we want to make everything really, really accessible for all programs. There's Allie. And so thanks, Melissa. Melissa's going to put that link in the chat. But why we're here tonight is for the substitute pool. So now we are getting to that good stuff. So what we're going to actually do is, since I've already been talking for 15 minutes, we're going to watch a video. It's just a minute-long video, but it's very cute, and it explains overall what the substitute service is. And then we'll go much more in depth. But you'll see throughout tonight, we kind of start big and then get very specific. So anytime you have questions, let us know. Okay, if you can't hear it, let me know, but usually this sounds pretty good.
As a child care program, you know how important quality early care and education are for Montana's children. Of your many responsibilities, finding and screening substitute staff often feels nearly impossible. Times have changed, and finding quality staff members can be a challenge. You spend time and hard-earned money on recruitment, only to either not have reliable staff or get left in a bind when you are short-staffed at 5:30 a.m. Other businesses use temp agencies to fill vacancies. Why can't you? Child Care Connect Montana is a substitute staffing service organized by Raise Montana. We connect fully trained and qualified substitute staff with child care programs. We want to provide you with easy access to the substitute staff that you need. Take comfort in knowing you will have the support of the substitute coordinator, who is always available and ready to guide you in assessing the qualified substitute staff you require. Visit raisemt.org to contact the substitute coordinator today and learn more.
So that gives us kind of a quick overview. And like I said, we'll go a little deeper. It's going to try to play again. So I'm going to hopefully click it enough times.
As a child care,
still haven't figured out the secret to that. So like you all heard, the substitute service, what we do. Hi, honey, I can't play right now. My dog just brought up a big toy for me to play with. What the substitute service does is we recruit individuals in Montana who either have or have not worked in licensed childcare, and get them all of the trainings they need, all their CCT courses. We get them on ECP, their background check, CPR, everything they need to be certified by the state. So we support people with that process because, as you all know, that can be super time consuming. It can be expensive. Sometimes people quit after 2 weeks because they're like, "Ooh, this isn't for me." So we will get everyone through there. And what we do is we have this pool of subs in your area. And then we also have a pool of programs, and we work with state licensed as well as tribal licensed programs. And when it's 5:30 a.m. and a staff have called off, or if you're a family provider and you need to go to a doctor's appointment, or you're going to do a field trip, there's 1,000 reasons, right? You would need a sub. What you do is you go onto a website, which I'll show you here in a little bit, and you post your shift. That's sent to all of the subs in your area. It's cool. It only does like certain radiuses and all that. The subs get a text and an email and says, "Hey, this person needs someone to work." The sub can then decide if they want to apply. And then you, as the childcare program owner, director, what have you, you get to pick the sub that works best for you. So no one's ever assigned to you. You don't have to, you get to pick through the applicants. I will say we are growing our subs. So sometimes there is only one person who applies. But if for whatever reason one of our subs just joined. Whatever reason you don't want to accept them, you don't have to. And then the sub comes to your program and they work that shift. So that's a very, very, again, quick overview. You can see on the right here, that graphic kind of gives an explanation. But the goal of the substitute service really is to grow the ECE workforce and to keep programs open, because we know how hard it is when you have to close when you're going to be at a ratio because someone's sick or something comes up. So we want you guys to stay open, and we want to grow the workforce because we know a lot of people work part-time or they only have a few hours here and there. So if they can stay in ECE and work and find more sub shifts, then hopefully they're going to stay with you longer as a part-time employee or whatever their situation is. Stop me if you have questions. Melissa has put our the substitute service website in. So we'll go a little bit deeper, like I said. So the programs that are eligible, we talked about state and tribal license programs. We are also working with Head Starts, and we have some ways to make it easier on Head Starts because all of our subs have already had background checks. So if you have more questions about that, let us know, because we want to save you all some paperwork and time. One caveat that we want to be really, really transparent about is that all of the programs need to have payroll in order to put the sub on their payroll. Our subs are not independent contractors. They're not employees of Raise Montana. They'll actually be put on your payroll as a substitute for that period when they work with you. If you don't have payroll, totally okay. If you would like payroll in order to use the substitute pool, we do offer it. It's pretty easy. We get you set up. You send me time cards. We get everyone paid. If you are a program that is only using payroll to pay your subs, it's completely free. Otherwise, there is processing fees. We only charge what ADP charges us. We don't charge for any of our time. But again, we want to make that really accessible. And so we have a sliding fee scale that can give you a discount on that. Are the subs approved by licensing? Yes. Like I said before, all the subs are on ECP, have passed all their background check. Per Montana law, subs don't have to be on ECP, but we want folks to be of that highest quality standard and to be keeping up on their 16 hours every year. One thing to note is that when a sub is at your program, they are covered by your liability insurance if they get hurt. We have talked to so many insurance companies and asked, do the programs need special liability? Do they need to add this person? How does that work? And they said, nope, as long, the liability insurance you have, that licensing was like, woohoo, you got it, is just fine. If the sub does have, if there's a licensing issue like abuse or neglect or anything like that, that will not be reflected on your PV. It'll be reflected on Raise Montana's PV. So of course we ask that you are supervising the subs if if you're there, right? For our family folks, substitutes are allowed to be in a program by themselves, but we have some special caveats for that. But of course, we want you to be, looking over them. But if something happens, again, that'll come back on RPB. Questions? Thoughts coming up? Okay. You do not have to have paperwork on site for the subs. This is a question we've asked CCL over and over again. If your licensor happens to stop by, you'll just say, hey, they're part of the Raise Montana substitute pool, and the licensors know how to get in contact with us, and we have all of that paperwork. If there are certain pieces of paperwork you just want to have or look at, that's fine, right? But we keep all of that, so you don't have to have paper files for everyone that works with you. Okay. We'll keep moving. This is another FAQ page. All of these FAQs are taken from that substitute service website that Melissa put in chat. These are just the ones we're highlighting because they get asked most often, but there's a lot more FAQs on our website. So definitely ask us if you have questions, but if after tonight you're like, what did she say about what? Know that that's there, and you can always reach out to me or Melissa. Melissa's just down the road from you all, so very easy to get a hold of. So what are the costs? Like I said, this program is voluntary. You sign up. It is not compulsory by any means. And so what you're going to be paying is, one, the subs wages, and how that works, right? The sub wage is determined by the region experience. And so we have subs that are ECP level 5. We have subs that are ECP level 1. And as you all know, living in Kalispell, right, and Columbia Falls, pricing there, the cost of living there is very different than other places. Yes, in the state. I'm getting a very big nod from Jessica, right? So Melissa works with the sub to say, hey, based on your experience, based on where you live, this is what I would recommend. It's up to the sub in the end what they want to have their wage. But when you as a program are posting your shift, you can put the wage that you are expecting to pay. The sub can see that, and if it's super, super low, they might not apply. If it's a little higher or the same or within the range, right, they'll apply. And if you would like to pay them differently than their wage, what the subs has, that's totally fine. We want there to be some negotiation, some flexibility, but we also want to save you time. So if there is no negotiation, it'll just go to what the sub has on their bio. We ask to just be kept in the loop in that so no one gets taken advantage of, and so we know what's going on. Yes, so that is a fee, is paying the sub their wages, but as you would with any other employee. The other one we have are placements. And so what this is one placement equals one filled shift. So in order to post a shift to find subs in your area, you need to have placements. If you post a shift and no one fills it, you still get that placement. The placements never expire, and we have a whole bunch of different options to make it really affordable for folks. Some centers do these unlimited packages because they are posting every single day for a shift. We have a lot of family group people just buy maybe 5 or 10 and they never expire, so that could last you 2 years. Again, we have a sliding fee for that. So if cost is a barrier, let us know. Anytime if cost is a barrier, let us know. We will work with you. We will find folks to subsidize you. We'll figure it out. So Melissa just put the placement packages. So those are the current costs right now. And again, on top of those costs, you could get 25 to 75% off if you fill out that sliding fee scale. And that sliding fee scale just asks questions about your program. Are you serving infants and toddlers? Are you serving kids with disabilities? Are you serving families with best beginnings? That kind of stuff. Sound good? Okay. Oh, got a thumbs up. Love it. Okay. So next what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna walk you through how to post a shift on Childcare Matters. And while I get that up and going, Melissa, anything I've forgotten or you want to add at this point?
I think you've covered everything. Those are my frequently asked questions when I onboard subs. I will say that, like, when you sign up for the program and we have subs, which we do have subs in your area, that phone call takes about 15 minutes. It's not like an hour long thing. It's just going over the user agreement and answering whatever questions you have. So,
Melissa. I had to take a screenshot of this once and it's made it tiny ever since. So when you go here, it will not be this tiny. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. No, did it the wrong way. Is that like heinous to read? Is it really hard? Everyone's kind of smiling at me, so I think it is. Okay, we're gonna zoom in and make it bigger. Apologize for this. Come here. How's that? Can you see that now?
that's good for me.
Okay. Ever since, I just had to take a screenshot and needed all of it. So as a provider, you will log into Childcare Matters, and this is how it'll look. And so what you'll do then is when you want to post a job, go to jobs. And then you're going to add a new job. And Melissa will go over this with you, but we just kind of like to show this so you can see how easy it is. So if you are someone who has multiple programs, you would select which program you're going to have. Then you can select the date of the shift. You can do same day. We haven't found that subs are as able to pick up those shifts, but if something happens, post it, right? You're not going to use that placement. If you are able to give like a week's notice or at least a few days, that can often help things get filled. You're going to put in the start time, your end time. And then these are kind of cool. So you can turn on automatically accept applications. So what this will do is if a sub applies, it'll automatically accept it. You can still look at the sub and all of that, but say it's the middle of lunch or snack time or circle time and subs have applied and you can't get to your phone to look at it, this will at least auto accept it until you have time to look at it. Not everyone uses this. Most programs do. Would you say so, Melissa? Yeah. It just saves you some time and can just kind of ease that communication. The other thing, so yeah, you can toggle that on or off. The other thing you can turn on is allow partial day shifts. So you might post for an 8 to 5, a 5:30 to 6, what have you. We have a lot of folks, fewer in your area, but in other areas, we have a lot of folks who are students or who have second jobs or are parents, right? And so they might not be able to do all day, but maybe they can help you from 12 to 4. So they can help you with nap time and pick up and some other stuff, right? So if that works for you, we really do encourage it if you're willing to have just part of it, because we see a lot more post shifts getting filled that way. After that, you put a little description. You'll be in the infant room helping out with this, blah, 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 blah. Anything else they need to know, like please wear scrubs or don't bring any peanuts. We have allergies, anything like that a new staff would need to know. And then your job contact. And this is going to allow them to get a hold of you before the shift to confirm it, or if there's anything that happens. You post the job, and like I said, that goes out to all of the subs. All of our subs have different radiuses of how far they're willing to travel. So some travel 5 miles, and we have it all the way up to 200. We have not had a sub do 200 miles yet, but maybe one day. They had to change it, especially for Montana, because we were like, we need a little more distance. Questions, comments? Go ahead, Melissa.
So a lot of times I get the questions where to post the wage, and you would do that in the job description, either at the top or at the bottom after you describe what they'll be doing that day. There is not a separate field for the wage.
Yes. Questions about how Childcare Matters works?
Sorry. Hey, Susie.
Yes, go for
Not
it.
not a question, but really just kind of a comment. But it seems like if you could collect data from this, like what people are posting for wages as far as jobs go, then that would really help with some of the the work we're trying to do with the state to try to increase wages and increase that best beginnings stuff and all of that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we need to formalize it, but have definitely noticed, I think it was in Bozeman, the R&R had told us one wage, but then programs were doing completely different. So that was really useful because then we could let subs and other programs know. But I'll geek out on that data sometime. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Other questions about, Jessica said, is there a limit of times we can request a sub? No, not at all. The only caveat of that is once they work 500 hours or more within a given year, then they need to be put on your staff list for licensing. But you could still keep using them, but you would have to fill out a little bit more paperwork for them. But beyond that, no, we have programs, I think it's in Helena, that post almost nearly every day. So there's no limits. Like we said, we were trying to grow the field. So we really are hoping that no one will poach our folks after we ask that subs at least be subs for 6 months. And then after that, if they want to take a full-time job, yay, wonderful. If it is before that 6 months and a program says, hey, go over to Raise to get trained and then I'll hire you on, that's not very nice. And so we do have either a finder's fee of $300 or we ask you not to participate for 6 months. We haven't had to enforce that. We don't really want to, but again, we're trying to have subs available for all programs. So just have to be a little guarded about our folks. Jessica, did that answer your question? Okay, perfect. Tiffany, go for it.
So the 500 hours, is it 500 hours total, like at all the programs they work at?
No.
Or is it 500 hours at your program?
At one program, yeah.
So they could, in theory, be working more than 500 hours, but it's spread out.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And it's totally fine to go over that 500 hours within one program, but we just have to have the caveat that you have to put them on your staffing list, and there's a couple other forms they need to fill out, but people could do that. So good clarification. Jessica, we would love for you to apply. We will get the link for you.
So I work with the school district's calendar, and so I'm just over here
we would love that. Yeah, we have a lot of school teachers who apply. We have some former childcare directors who have either closed their program or, shortened their hours. We have staff that are part-time. So yes, we would be happy to have you. So Melissa, maybe when you get a sec, if you could put the link in, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Tiffany, Tiffany, did I already call on you and your hand's just still up, or did it come back up?
No, you already called for me. I will put it down. Thank you.
I got distracted and I was like, ooh, new hand. Okay, perfect. Let's keep going. But like I said, anytime folks have questions, stop me. Okay. Thanks, Melissa. There's the application. And we'll talk about benefits for getting subs signed up. Okay. So that's just our screenshot of what it looks on Childcare Matters. And now we would love to introduce you to our subs. So we don't have all of our subs in your area on this. But we have 2 of them here today, so we'd love to introduce you to them. And then we have a bio for the 3rd who isn't there. And then as a little caveat is we have 2 more who are onboarding this week. So they weren't able to come tonight. They aren't quite working, but they're like signing the paperwork. They've been approved by licensing. So you'll have 2 more folks. So Allie, can I pick on you first, if you don't mind introducing yourselves and telling a little bit about your experience so far as a sub?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Allison Allie. I'm in Missoula. I just finished my bachelor's degree and I've been subbing part-time. I really enjoy it. I have another shift tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. that I'm looking forward to at a place I haven't been at before. It's an interesting experience to go into new places, and so far it's just been fantastic. The providers have been really welcoming. So yeah, it's
Thank you. And you are willing to travel up towards these folks.
I am, yes.
Okay.
I'm always looking for a reason to go to the Flathead.
Okay, so yes, while Allison is here in Missoula, she will come travel to you. So she is one of our awesome subs. Okay, we'll keep going. And if folks have questions for our subs as we're going, feel free. Alana, I've never met you before, but hi. Do you mind going next, introducing yourself and telling us, you've had at least 1 shift, right? You worked at Lisa's program?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Introduce yourselves, tell us how subbing's going, and go on. Yeah.
Okay. My name's Alana. The 1 shift that I've had was really, really good. The program was like really laid back. Kids were all really nice. I'm not really used to like going into new places, so it is definitely an experience. But pretty much every job I've had so far, I'm 20 now, but like they've all been working with kids, and it's just my passion, really.
Awesome. Thanks, Alana. Thanks, Allie. Okay. And then our other sub who wasn't able to be here is Erin. Sorry, my bar keeps moving. So Erin loves substitute and childcare programs to help meet your staffing needs. She's excited to help children learn and grow, and she also loves to mountain bike, hike, camp, and travel in my spare time. So those are the 3 subs we have right now in your neck of the woods. But like I said, we have 2 more who are being onboarded this week. And so all of these subs kind of travel different amounts, but all within your area. So we just think it's really important that you get to know our subs, because it can be really nerve-wracking to have new people come into your program, especially if you're home-based, but if you're center too, right? That's can be terrifying as well. So we really encourage you, if you want to get to know our subs before a shift, if you want to have a conversation with them or anything like that, we encourage that. But like we said, you get to pick the sub that's going to work best for your program. So we try to bring our subs to these events so you can see that they're really nice people and they're awesome. So thanks, Allie and Alana, for being such good examples of that. Okay. How to sign up. So if you've gotten to this point and you're like, oh, this sounds kind of interesting, maybe I will sign up. There's a couple ways. In theory, you should be able to put your phone up to the screen, and that Scan Me will take you to this Google form that's pictured. Melissa will also put that in the chat here in a little bit. Oh, I see Alicia. Did it work? Yay! Okay. I say that every time and then no one tells me if it actually works. Okay, yes, there you go. That's the same form. So basically, we try to make this as fast and easy as possible. We did a pilot before we went statewide, and that was a big feedback we got, is that programs need to get onboarded quickly. And so this form, usually, like Melissa said, takes about 15 minutes. And what you'll do is you'll put in some basic information of your PV, your name, email, all that good stuff. Since we are open in most of the counties up in your neck of the woods, you'll be able to select where you are. If you're in Ronan or Kalispell, Columbia Falls, you'll be able to select your town, and then that's going to take you through a flow of the orientation. If you're not in one of those areas that we haven't opened yet, and we only are not open in areas where we don't have subs, what that will happen then is you'll just be put on a wait list, and then once we get a sub in that area, Melissa will give you a call, email, Morse code, whatever she does, and we'll let you know. But all of you, we have subs in your area. So what will happen is right after you fill out that information, you'll be taken through orientation. You'll be shown some videos of how Childcare Matters works. You can review the childcare program user agreement, which talks about orienting subs and all the policies we've been talking about today. There's just not a whole bunch, but it explains the process very thoroughly. Once you complete that, then that goes to Melissa, and she'll give you a call within the next day or two. She'll give you a call just to see if you have any other questions. And then from there, you get to start utilizing the program. If you don't have payroll, that can kind of set us back a little bit. But if you already have payroll and you're really good about responding to emails, you could sign up on a Monday and be posting shifts Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're trying to make it really, really fast and easy for everyone. Melissa's always here if you have questions. Her phone rings off the hook all the time because she's talking to subs and programs. So anytime you need her, not in the middle of the night, but any other time you need her, give her a call or a ring and she will help. That's how you sign up. Everyone gets three free, ours are hard, 3 free placements to try it out. So if you fill all this out and you try a shift and you're like, nah, this isn't for me, you're not committed to anything by any means ever. But you get to try it 3 times total for free just to make sure it's going to work for your needs and all of that good stuff. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Again, stop me if you have questions. So we already have Jessica asking how to apply, which I love. So, Melissa, would you just say the children would count for ratios? You want to just, yeah,
Jessica had asked if subs can bring their children, if that would count
Gotcha.
on ratios. So I was answering that. I don't know, is that, I guess I could go ahead and answer since I already mentioned
Answer
that.
it. Yeah, go for it.
So if a sub has children and would like to bring them with, I always encourage them to, if there's a shift that they want, either they or I can call the director to see if they have room, because it does count on your ratios. And if you don't have room, that's totally okay, but then that gives the sub, lets them know that they also need to find somebody to take care of their children. I don't have very many that bring their children, but that has been a question before.
Yeah. And it's totally up to the program if you're okay with having that child come. We do encourage you, of course, to have them fill out the full enrollment and all of that good stuff. But if you don't want to have any subs kids come, that's totally fine. Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, Melissa. So for childcare providers and subs, if you refer someone who completes the orientation, you all know it can be like a long orientation, all those courses. But once they finish it, you get a $25 gift card per sub. So if you refer 3 subs, you get $75. If you can do the math from there. But we've really found that providers and subs who refer other subs are getting through the process, and we just want to again reward that. So another thing we would love to do is if you're interested in hanging up flyers in your community, I'll say I know Melissa has Columbia Falls pretty well, but there's probably other places as well. So we will send you for free postcards, business cards, full page flyers, all kinds of different information on subs, specifically for FFNs or for families or for there's a lot of different ones, but we'll send that to you and then you can go post it, and we always appreciate that. If you take a little selfie with it, you'll probably get on our social media, but that's not like a requirement by any means. Okay, so that is 2 ways to help spread the word. We also have, Melissa just put it in chat, that's the request for materials. Our social media, we're on Facebook and Instagram. Share that stuff. It's always appreciated. And questions. We made it, team. What else is lingering in your brain of, hesitations, questions? How does this work? Other questions for our 2 lovely subs who are here? I'm just going to open it up.
I don't remember if we mentioned, but that $25 incentive is for programs and subs. So subs, if you find somebody a buddy that you would like to sub with you, yeah, you will get the 25 also.
Thanks, Melissa. Yeah. Not hearing questions. If questions do come up, that's Melissa's phone number, and you can email us. We also have Jen and Tiffany on the call, and they are both very knowledgeable about the substitute service and Montana Shared Services in general. So feel free to reach out to them. If they will know, but if they don't, they'll always refer you to us. But yeah, appreciate you all being here and taking this time out when you could have been by the lake or sleeping or doing other things like that. So again, just really, really thank you for being here. And anytime you have questions, please reach out. And yeah, looking. Okay.
Will all of these links be available?
Go ahead.
Will all of these links be available after the meeting
I
that
can.
Melissa had posted?
Yeah, I can send out an email. Did you RSVP on our website?
I did.
Okay, then I have your email. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll send it out.
Okay.
Alicia and Nathan, did you guys too on our website? Because I can.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then I have your email, so I will get you.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you back 10 minutes of your evening to go do whatever you can. Take it. Just say you're still in a training. No one needs to know. So have a lovely night. Reach out anytime and hope to talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thanks. Okay. I will stick around for a couple